One of the top hitters in Portland baseball history, Kory Casto was an honorable mention freshman All-American, two-time All-WCC honoree, and named to the WCC 40th anniversary team in 2007. He still ranks in the top 10 on Portland's all-time lists in numerous single-season and career categories. A .317 career hitter, Casto had a .526 slugging percentage, which is 8th all-time at Portland and the best of any Pilot since 1992. He is 3rd all-time with 30 home runs, 4th with 141 runs batted in, and 9th in total bases with 330. His 2003 season goes down as one of the best ever when he hit .338 with a .637 slugging percentage. He belted 14 home runs, 19 doubles, drove in 57 runs, had 130 total bases, and 38 walks, which all cracked the single-season top 10 list. His 5 walks against San Diego also tied the single-game school record. Casto was drafted in the 3rd round of the 2003 MLB draft by the then Montreal Expos and made his major league debut with the Washington Nationals in 2007. He played 8 total seasons of professional baseball and was twice named the Nationals Minor League Player of the Year.
I've been looking forward to this because, man, I enjoyed talking to you on the phone. I thought, all right, if I thought this was great on the phone, wait till we get him in front of an audience.
I was going to say the same thing.
Well, I appreciate that. Were you surprised by the Hall of Fame news?
Yeah, I really was. I think the group of friends that I still have, former Pilot baseball players, it was pretty cool, the outpouring of support that they all had for this.
All right, let's dig up some old memories. This guy is from a town that's about this big. It's a small one. Aurora's a small town. It's a great town. I don't know if anybody's been to Aurora. It's a great town, but it's a small town. No D1 offers. You're all set to go to Lower Columbia Community College, and then what happens?
Yeah, I was in the Legion State Tournament in Roseburg, and Coach Sperry was there, I think at the direction of one of the high school coaches that I had played against, and he said, hey, come to campus on Monday. We'll give you the tour. I come to campus, and this is in August, so school's about to start. I'm going to JUCO, yeah. So he makes me an offer. I think I started the first week and a half of school with no dorm room, commuted from home for the first week and a half, and then ended up moving into Corrado, so.
That's a heck of a journey.
Yeah.
You were this close. I mean, obviously a lot of ball players go to community colleges to get their start, figure out what's next. You were that close, but you end up here and off and running.
Yeah, I actually, came as a pitcher and it ended up being a hitter. So it was one of those things where in the fall there was an opportunity for me to hit. I get up, I think I hit a double the other way and never pitched again.
Okay, so I'm going to one-up you. That's the fall. It's an inter-squad kind of a deal. In the spring, one of the regulars, no name needed, one of the regulars doesn't leg out a ground ball. So the coach says, all right, it's your turn. Go.
Yeah, so, when I talk to young kids about playing the game right, you always run out of ground ball. So senior outfielder doesn't run out of ground ball. I ended up taking his spot that game, and I don't think I ever sat another inning of my Pilot career.
Not another inning. I want you to chew on that, the Wally Pipp moment. Okay. You're all over the record books. You're hitting for power, you're hitting for average, you're knocking guys in, you're on the WCC 40th anniversary team. You're ready for the next level, you get drafted. Do you remember that moment? Was that a bucket list moment?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I was at my parents' house. I think one of the players who I played with, he's not here tonight, he couldn't make it, but he calls me. He's like, hey man, congrats. I'm like, on what? This is like 2003, we're like AOL dial-up. So
okay.
It's not like the live streaming where you see everything coming in. And he's like, oh, congrats, you got drafted. I'm like, when? Like, to who? Like, tell me more. So he tells me the details, and I think a couple minutes later, we end up finally seeing it. And then, it's kind of a flood of phone calls after that from the agent and those people. It was a pretty cool moment, but definitely something that, I think a lot of the athletes up here that speak about kind of after college stuff. You know, you don't really know what's up next, and I think there's maybe a certainty that you're going to get drafted, but you really don't know the details until it happens. So when it happens, obviously a really cool moment.
Okay. Part of your professional career includes that magical time with the Washington Nationals. You make your debut with that club in 2007. Tell these wonderful folks what your first major league home run, that moment, where you were, and how you were able to retrieve the ball.
That's going to make me emotional.
It's okay, I'll cry along with you. I'm with you, buddy. Let's go.
Pretty cool one. So, playing for an East Coast-based team, we don't make it over to the West Coast a lot. You know, a couple road trips here and there. We're in Seattle. Hit my first home run. She did it. I knew she'd do it. She told me on the phone she was going to make me cry. So.
Oh.
But cool story. The ball hits the foul pole. My dad ends up getting the ball. I traded a hat for my home run ball. So pretty cool.
Your dad was in the flippin' stands and figures out who caught the ball. Here's a hat, give me the damn ball, and off you go.
He must have told him a really good sob story, but he got the ball out of him. I still have it. It's got yellow paint on it. It's pretty cool.
Literally off that pole.
Yeah. What day was it? It was Father's Day.
Now I'm going to cry. We're even.
I got to try.
Do you give yourself a moment or two to reflect on your journey from a small town in Oregon, on the cusp of going to a community college, to coming here and just ripping it, and then playing 8 quality years in professional ball? Do you give yourself a moment?
I think sometimes you reflect on what you've done, you know, what you've accomplished. I think, you know, I got inducted into my high school Hall of Fame a couple of years ago. I was like, dang, I feel old. This makes me feel really old. You know, I've got kids that are getting older, getting ready to leave the house, you know, in a couple of years. And it's really cool to get this sort of experience, and it's a great honor. But it is, I don't think as an athlete, sometimes you reflect enough on what you did. But, you know, things like this definitely help that.
You talk about pulling tarps with your teammates. You talk about the lifelong bonds, the bus rides created right here on the bluff. Can you reflect a little bit about that time and how your career here shaped who you are now?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you make it to the major leagues, typically when somebody talks to you or asks you a question, it's about that. But I think as you get older, you know, that's a different game, right? Where you may be sitting we sit next to each other, but we're actually going after the same spot.
Mm-hmm.
I think in college, different bonds, different friendships. So most of the people that I talk to, associate with, are people that I played with, you know, here at the university. So I think that's the special place in my heart, is that most of my friends and my group of, you know, people that I trust are people that I played with here. I still communicate with people that I played with, but I think it's a different type of bond, because there is a competitive nature to that relationship, where when you're here, everybody's rowing in the same direction. You know, much to the women's cross country team, the same sort of mantra, right? Is everybody's trying to get to the same place, and when you do that professionally, it's so competitive, and so you don't really have the same sort of bond that you have when you have somebody, a teammate in college.
I love that those memories are so cherished and that you have a lot of them. Congratulations, you went yard tonight, young man. You did great. Congratulations.
I was batting in the 3-hole.
Congratulations,
Thanks
man.
so much.
I'm happy for you.